want you to know that it's our time. You and me bleed the same light. I want you to know that I'm all yours. You and me are on the same course. I'm slipping down a chain reaction, and here I go, here I go, here I go, go. And once again I'm yours in fractions. It takes me down, pulls me down, pulls me down low. Honey, it's raining tonight, but storms always have an eye, have an eye. Tell me you're covered tonight, or tell me lies, tell me lies.
Not even if I need to ride to the next village. Not if I need to cross continents. Nor if I need money. Yeah. Or when I feel lonely. Yeah. Will I ever bow down to no man? Not even if you have a car with a tank full of gas. Not even if I won't bow down to no man.
How real is this?
What's up, guys? This is Alan Crabb, and you're watching 2K TV.
Hey guys, I'm Rachel, and welcome to this week's episode of NBA 2K TV. On today's show, you vote on the top plays of the month. We give you details for 2K Pro-Am Road to the Finals, hang with CJ McCollum, and fill you in on all the action of the My Park Championship. The first preseason round of 2K Pro-Am Road to the Finals is kicking off this weekend, and your team could take home the $250,000 cash prize. Here's all you need to know about the competition. First off, let's talk about the prizes you're competing for. There's not only $250,000 cash on the line, but the winners will also receive a trip to the 2016 NBA Finals. You guys don't want to miss out on this. Only the absolute best 2K Pro-Am teams will enter the final tournament. And to find those teams, we're running 16 qualifying rounds. It all starts February 15th. Each round gives your team a chance to qualify, but to do that, you need to win at least 4 games during the round. After each win, your 2K Pro-Am team will be given a score based on your team's stats. You can play as many games as you want, but it's only your best 4 games that will count towards your team's standings. Now, before the competition starts, we're giving you guys a chance to get your team Road to the Finals ready. Preseason starts tomorrow, Saturday, January 30th from Eastern Standard Time. And if you need some pointers to give your team that winning edge, check out our previous episodes for Scott O'Gallagher's winning tips. I mean, come on guys, there is $250,000 at stake here. Welcome to 2K's ultimate esports event. Good luck.
Politic they sells.
Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with my esteemed colleagues, Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And on tap tonight, it's the Sacramento Kings going up against the Pistons in Detroit. Well, for Detroit, playing under 500 basketball over the last 10 games, they can do better, and they'll try to get on the winning side tonight. Well, we're just getting started with the Stan Van Gundy rebuild in Detroit. He's got full control and will start to build the roster to his liking. Shaq, you played for him for a while. How do you see him shaking things up in Detroit?
You know, he's a pretty good X and O man, very focused guy. So he's going to focus on players who can hit the three and spread the floor on offense. He'll also look to get players who are solid defensively. I just hope they can keep up with the, come on, get back on defense. What are you doing?
Oh, that's Van Gundy. I thought he was in the building, man. You're a great imitator of people, man. But, you know, he had a lot of success with one big man down in Orlando with that spread offense.
Don't you say it.
Okay, with Dwight Howard. Not Superman, but the ingredients are there for Detroit. And they, you know, drafted the young kid, Stanley Johnson, so we'll see what happens.
That is all the time we have right now. But we will be back later, I promise.
Come on, Ernie.
It's a road game for the Kings, and they're facing an interconference matchup in today's game. You're in for a treat as we bring you NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and on the sideline tonight, Doris Burke. You take a look at the Pistons. This game, an interesting matchup for them, facing another middle-of-the-pack team. They're looking to take a step forward. This is the type of game that they've got to measure the progress with.
And checking out Detroit, they've made a big leap forward this season. Just being in the playoff discussion marks a ton of progress from where they were at this point a year ago.
Well, nowhere near postseason contention a year ago, Greg. They've got so much more fight and spirit now as a team. That's good to see.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the court for Sacramento, they've got McLemore. Caspi is out there with Paulie Stein. That's Rajon Rondo. And it's Cousins in at the 5 spot.
And, guys, Reggie Jackson was at the end of a yo-yo last season. He starts in Oklahoma for an injured Westbrook. Westbrook comes back, sends Jackson to the bench. Then Oklahoma sends Jackson to Detroit, where he fills in for another injured starter in Brandon Jennings for the rest of the year.
So for the Pistons, their last game a loss to Cleveland.
And that was a stinker. I mean, that's one of those games where you really can't find anything that they did well. The game just got out of hand and really just a shaky performance across the board.
Yeah, and I'd have to agree with you. And you know how optimistic and positive I am. But it's hard.
Woo. And, guys, you don't think this fella can do some major damage if he gets an opening to the rim.
GA, they just learned that lesson the hard way. They better put a little bit more effort into their D the next time down.
Big time play at the basket right there, fellas.
That Kia Slam Cam replay really gave you a good look at the action.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense. And, guys, you know, Cantavius Caldwell-Pope, this guy screams potential at you. I mean, perfect size and length and speed for a two-guard. He plays both ends. Right now, it's all about consistency for him.
So the Kings call timeout. They're first. On the topic of Caldwell-Pope, he's the kind of guy who needs a year to feel his way around. In college, Greg, you may recall he showed dramatic improvement between years 1 and 2. The same thing has been true in the pros.
Yeah, and he has everything going for him. I mean, excellent outside shot, tremendous defensive tools. He just needs to add some strength and stay in attack mode to reach the next level in his development.
For Sacramento, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And it's Rondo penetrating, and he uses the glass on the layup. Rondo's got his first basket of the night. So first quarter just over a minute and a half in. Pistons have gone 4 of 4 to start. So a nice offensive rhythm to start here. Jackson passes to Drummond. Back to Jackson. Drummond with a screen on Rondo. The kick out to Ilyasova. 4 on the clock. He was all alone on that one.
Impressive start here. That's 5 straight makes to start the game.
For the Sacramento Kings, their last game a loss to the Pelicans.
And on an ordinary night, guys, I think they would have come out on top. That's just how well they played, but they happened to catch an opposing team at the very top of their game.
I'd venture to guess, Greg, that if that game was played in their building instead of on the road, they win it.
Feeds it to Casper. Back to Cousins. Stolen by Jackson. Oh, and here we go. Jackson, nobody back. And Morris throws it down.
And that dunk had some anger to it. I mean, usually he's content to just go up and get the finish with the soft touch.
Not that time. The big man looked like he had something to prove there.
Well, when it comes to finishing ability, he does have something to prove. He's been known to trick some layups here and there.
Rondo dishes to Cousins. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Cousins has got his second bucket tonight.
Rondo, a master at setting up teammates.
To the inside, Drummond, and he goes in for the dunk.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we'd probably have a 45-minute delay here if he shattered the backboard.
The Pistons on offense. They're on a 14-6 run. Caldwell Pope kicks to Ilyasova. It's Jackson with the drive. It's tipped. Rondo against Jackson. It's blocked. Out of bounds. Kings ball as Sacramento keeps possession. Drummond working against Cousins.
And the offense early on limited to just jump shots.
Guys, they're having a tough time getting the ball in close. And for the defense, when you can do that, I think you've already won half the battle.
And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Morris passes to Caldwell Pope. And there's Morris. That's good on the assist by Caldwell Pope. Morris has got 6.
No doubt they've come into this game with a really aggressive approach, just pounding the ball inside.
It certainly is working. They're finding the open lanes to the hoop and owning this game early.
Timeout called by the Kings. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Now the dish to Bellinelli. Again, the miss by the Kings. And here are the Pistons. They're on a 16-6.
And it's like raining buckets right now. I wonder if this is the early stages of a blowout.
Well, we got to be careful. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves just yet. But it has been pretty ugly so far, no doubt about that.
Pistons leading by 12. It's deflected. Drummond dishes to Ilyasova. Morris kicks to Jackson. And here comes the break. Here's Caspi. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Caspi's got his first 2 points. And the Pistons with possession.
And Detroit with a 32-50 record last season. They didn't have any help. They had a total of 22 back-to-back series on the year, tied for most in the league.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
One thing to say about Rajon Rondo's career, he's come up big in the biggest of games, had 6 steals in the closeout game that gave Boston its 17th championship. Remember that back in 2008 for Coach Doc Rivers.
I really do. And after that Boston win in the series against the Lakers, Phil Jackson called Rondo the star of Game 6. Everyone had always talked about the big three in Boston. That year, it was the big four.
Deflects the pass. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Jackson, and it's blocked. Nice ball movement by Detroit.
You could not diagram a better way to open a quarter.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look at the lead they've jumped out to already. What a start.
Rondo kicks to Bellinelli. Sacramento again missing.
And, you know, guys, on the topic of Rondo, you look at his playoff career now. I mean, in 2009, he averaged nearly a triple-double in the postseason. I mean, this guy has great instincts, but he has to have the ball to orchestrate the way he's most effective.
To the right side. And Cousins comes over to help. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Morris. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Morris has got 8 points.
Quando eu me vi só nesse lugar, eu pensei que preciso sair pra me libertar.
It's a light day in the NBA, just 4 games on a Sunday. This year express tour through the association called the Fast Break. Kevin Durant and the Oklahoma City Thunder playing the Utah Jazz again, and KD, 2 of 6 from deep. He owned the third quarter of this one. 17 of his 31 points came in that third quarter. This game went into overtime. Russell Westbrook had a double-double in this one, 25 points, 11 rebounds. The Thunder win at 104-98. Mario Chalmers returns with his Memphis Grizzlies to Miami to take on his old squad, the Miami Heat. Chris Bosh knocking down jumpers. Memphis held a big lead in this one, but Miami comes back and gets